So the Bengals beat the Bills 24-18. Joe Burrow has another monster game. He's clearly healthy. He's clearly back. The calf is not hurting him. They showed a stat in this game. Weeks 1 through 7, Joe Burrow had 14 rushing yards. Week 8, last week before he played the Bills here, 48 rushing yards in just that game. And great back-to-back wins for the Bengals here as well. Winners of 5 of their last 6, if I'm not mistaken. I want to make sure that I have that correct. I remember looking at it before. I just didn't jot the note down. Yeah, Bengals winners of 5 of their last 6, only losing to the Titans 27-3 in week 4. And we see they struggled early on. Lose to the Browns 24-3. Lose to the injury-riddled Ravens 27-24, who are now arguably the best team in the league. They escaped the Rams 19-16. They should have lost that game. Lose to the Titans 27-3. And then they start rounding it out as they have won 5 of their last 6 football games. And especially when you beat the Niners. When you come off of beating the Niners, you walk in, you beat the Bills as well. And knowing that you beat the Niners on the road, you beat the Bills at home, you had the comfortable lead at home, you beat them by 6. Yes, you might have wanted to see more out of that. But the Bengals are rolling. The Bengals are back. The Bengals are Super Bowl contenders. I have Eagles and Bengals as my Super Bowl matchup at this point in the season because knowing what Cincinnati's done recently, I trust them the most out of the AFC with the firepower, coaching, and defense that they have to get to the Super Bowl and represent the AFC there. Joe Burrow, again, another big game for him. Over 300 yards, multiple touchdowns, no interceptions, 71% completion, 109 passer rating in this game. He had a beautiful teardrop to Smith for the opening touchdown. His mobility on the T. Higgins touchdown that was called back, absolute vintage Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow's calf is not hampering him anymore. And we know that the Bengals are going to be a different type of football team when Joe Burrow is able to play at this high of a level. And what a fumble that was forced on Dalton Kincaid in this game as well for the Cincinnati Bengals, really flipping Dalton Kincaid inside out for the fumble, for the turnover. We see Josh Allen unfortunately throw an ugly interception. He's now got 5 straight games with an interception, and we know Josh Allen unfortunately continues to turn the football over. Maybe not at a clip, but we've heard the stats on him. The final touchdown drive, Josh Allen really had some key first down scrambles. He had a beautiful touchdown on the go route to Stephon Diggs, 12 plays, 75 yards, 4.5 minutes. And the Buffalo Bills, they didn't play a horrible football game. The offense might not be the most balanced, but they didn't play a horrible football game. They started off hot. Josh Allen, very successful in offense, capped off their first drive with a rushing touchdown. But then the Bengals scored the back-to-back touchdowns on their first 2 drives and just didn't look back in this game. And it kind of felt like the offense and defense switched places for this. The offense struggled for the Bills and the defense really locked it down for the most part. We do see Terrell Bernard go out, the linebacker for Buffalo, so it's just more injuries that keep piling up for the Buffalo Bills. And we know that's why they had to go and get Rasul Douglas. Rasul Douglas was a great addition for them. But the struggles on offense, was really a game plan that wasn't balanced at all. Again, offense not being too balanced. In the second half, Buffalo finally let Josh Allen get a little more loose with his legs, but it was a little too little. Too late. James Cook, 6 carries. Latavius Murray, 2 more. The Bills trailed for basically the whole game. And Josh Allen dropped back 38 times officially, had 8 carries, too, most of which would have been passing plays off the rip. But the time of possession really tells a lot. Had the ball more than double the amount that Buffalo had. Really beat the hell out of them in time of possession, keeping the ball away from them on the field for long drives. In the end, Cincinnati had the ball for 36 minutes and 38 seconds as compared to Buffalo's 23 minutes and 22 seconds. So not exactly 2.5 times of possession, but they did beat them up pretty rough. At the end of the first half, Cincinnati had the ball more than double the amount that Buffalo did. And now Buffalo's at 5-4. We see that the Bills are a 5-4 football team. And again, when we're talking about some of these later AFC teams, when you're talking about the Baltimore Ravens, when you're talking about other AFC teams pushing up, making a case, the Chiefs, The Bills had the Broncos at home. I think that's a trap game. They've got the Jets at home, possibly another trap game because they lost to them before. Just knowing how inconsistent the Bills are. Then they got the Eagles, Chiefs, Cowboys, Chargers, Patriots, and Dolphins. The Bills' schedule is not easy. Not easy at this point. They are having no easy games, no gimme games on the schedule outside of the Patriots. And who freaking knows how the Patriots are going to want to play on New Year's Eve at 1 o'clock. They have the Dolphins on the road to finish out the season again. Versus Broncos, versus Jets, at Eagles, at Chiefs. That's tough. Versus Cowboys, at Chargers, versus Patriots, at Dolphins. Man, I mean, I'm looking at 5-6 right here. I really think the Bills could maybe end up as just above a 500 football team and possibly miss the playoffs. And I'm not saying that to have a hot take, but just knowing how they're playing, game over game, understanding how they're going to need to perform better than this. I mean, it's just going to come down to something's got to give for Buffalo, because you see the Bengals started 1-3 and now they're 5-3, winners of 4 straight, winners of 5 of their last 6. God, my notes are being so horrible here, not getting along with me. But you see Cincinnati 21-7 lead at halftime. They win the game 24-18. Joe Burrow completed 11 of his first 14 passes. Touchdowns on its first 2 drives. Again, they never gave that back up. And Joe Burrow was just absolutely back. Now, like I said earlier, Josh Allen had some plays as well. I don't think it would be so much as to say that Allen was like majorly outplayed by majorly outplayed by the Bengals, because they only lose by 6. But T. Higgins still had 110 yards on 8 catches. His tight ends, Irv Smith, Drew Sample, and even Tanner Hudson, they combined for 10 passes on 101 yards and the 2 touchdowns. And Joe Burrow was just able to really feed his guys in this game, really be comfortable, really be able to relax and be the Joe Cool, the Joe Shiesty that we've all nicknamed him to be. Because when he was hurt, this team wasn't the same. The team wasn't the same at all. And knowing that Joe Burrow got healthy, that calf that was kind of hampering him in the preseason, we see it thankfully not hamper him too much more, at least in this game, as he's able to do the things that he did. But I want y'all to get in the chat, get in the comments, let me know what you think of the Bengals and the Bills. I wish it would have been a better football game. It's not that it was a bad game by any stretch of the imagination, but, just knowing that the Bills, it felt like they had some opportunities in this game to win. It really does. It really feels like they had some opportunities in this football game to really get themselves back into it. But nonetheless, the Bengals beat the Bills 24-18 as Joe Burrow has another big game, almost 350 yards.